All right, this section of 13.4 is going to teach us how to do our own amortization schedule. So remember, when you are going to purchase a home, they give you a printout of all of your payments. And they show you what part of each payment goes towards interest and what part goes towards principal. Principal would be the purchase price of the home, what you ask the bank to borrow. So, the very first few years of a mortgage payment are mostly going towards interest. And our amortization schedule will show us that. So that's what we're going to work on. We're going to work on an amortization schedule. So let's go through the process first, and then we'll put the process to use on an example. So first what you want to do is you want to come up with the interest just for the month. And that uses I equals PRT. We go all the way back to our simple interest formula. But what we have to be careful with is we're just calculating the interest for 1 month. So we're going to do principal times rate times 1 over 12 because we are doing 1/12 of the year. Then what we do is we take our R payment with that R formula that we have, and we subtract the interest from step 1. And that will give us what part of our payment goes to principal. Then we want to figure out, well, what's the new remaining balance of the principal that we need to pay on again. So we take our initial principal, which is that really big dollar amount, and we subtract the principal from step 2, which is a pretty small amount. So your principal is going to be knocked down very slowly. So let's look at how we do this. All right? So let's go back to that $155,000 loan at 4.2% for 30 years. So we figured out already that our R payment, our regular monthly payment, was $757.98. Now these boxes will remain empty because this is the initial creation of this amortization schedule. All this column states, or this row, is that the amount you asked to borrow was $155,000. So you're going to make payments every month at $757.98, and this chart will show you what part of that payment is going to interest and what part of that payment is going to principal. So these boxes that sit side by side should always add to this number. All right, so I'm going to do single star here, and we're going to do all that work on the left side of the page. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to come up with our interest for the month. So we take I times 155,000. If I'm trying to figure out this interest box, I haven't made any payments to this principal yet, so I use this full amount times 0.042 times 1/12 because we're just interested in interest for a month. So we get $542.50. So that's what goes here, $542.50. So this is the portion of this number that goes to interest. Now if we want to find what goes to principal, remember these two boxes need to add to this number. So the next thing we want is the principal from payment will be $757.98 minus $542.50, and we'll get $215.48. Now this box is what is left of this big number. Well, what's left of this large number is what you get when you subtract this little bit of principal off. So the balance of principal is 155,000 minus 215.48. And you get 154, 784.52. So still pretty large. So now when you do the next row, this is the principal you are now looking at. So we'll call this double star. And we do the whole same process. So we take I equals what principal we have left, so 154, 784.52 times 0.042 times, again, 1/12 because we have 1 month interest. So we get 541.75. So that's what goes here. So you can see the interest went down a little, which means the principal will go up a little. And that's how if you made this whole amortization schedule out, that's what would happen. Each payment would have less going to interest and more going to principal. So if we want to find the principal from payment, we take 757.98 and we subtract 541.75, because remember, these boxes side by side must add to this monthly payment. So we get 216.23. And then if you want to compute what is the balance of principal that's left, you take your last balance of principal, you take your 154, 784.52, and you subtract the principal that came from payment 2, 216.23. And you get 154,568.29. So 154,568.29. If they wanted you to make a third row, you'd do the whole concept again.